Coupes are not stupid. They actually serve a purpose, whether you like them or not. This car and this style of the coupe-like SUV, where it's not an actual SUV hatchback, it actually serves a purpose, and the purpose is to stand out. I'm tired of all these people saying, oh, it's not practical. I've lived with this car for 2 years. I have never thought to myself, I need more trunk space. And the purpose that this car serves is to stand out. In a field of all these boring SUVs that all look the same, if you see this coupe-like SUV in a parking lot, it stands out. And honestly, I think it's worth the extra money that these companies charge, and kind of holds its value a little bit more in the used car market a little bit. So in my opinion, I think the SUV coupe is well worth the upgrade price to a regular SUV. However, I have owned this GLE 53 AMG for 2 years now, and this is my full ownership experience. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The current direction that Mercedes is going with is interesting. I think that this car is capturing the best of what I think Mercedes actually stands for. High build quality, good choice of materials, and ultimately making sure that the driver is as comfortable as possible. The main thing that I love about the GLE Coupe compared to a lot of the new Mercedes products that are coming out is the attention to detail when it comes to everything that is in this interior. Everything that you touch is leather, metal, real carbon fiber. Leather is literally all over the place. I mean, you grab this. This is a solid car. And I think that Mercedes is now focusing a lot on technology and the looks of things. In my mind, maybe I'm a little bit old school, but I just prefer nice leather and nice materials. And that is why I think the GLE Coupe is one of the last cars to really encapture everything that, in my mind, what Mercedes-Benz stands for. There's a few things that I really love about the GLE Coupe that stands out in my mind. First off are these seats. These seats are so freaking comfortable. Even the design of them, I think, are absolutely beautiful. Leather, suede, they massage you both on the back and the butt, which is really nice. Girls love that for some reason. But the only gripe I have about these seats, at least in my opinion, because I'm kind of a small guy, these bolsters are extremely aggressive. So what ends up happening, if you're a normal sized guy, I'm sure it's fine, but for someone like me, I sink into the seat and my shoulders end up getting pushed forward a little bit. The way I worked around that is I usually push the bolster all the way out to make myself a lot comfy. Again, it's not a huge thing, but over time, after driving a lot of other cars, I do wish these bolsters would be just a little bit smaller. What I do love about this car though, the technology. Mercedes-Benz new MBUX I think is really good. I like their touchscreen. However, I think this is probably the best implementation of that system. I really like that you have both touchscreen or this little trackpad down here. For me, when I'm driving, having a trackpad that gives you haptic feedback, to me, is less distracting. I like this system a lot. I've only had a few times where the system didn't really work or respond, but just a matter of restarting the car. And honestly, every car manufacturer has their flaws nowadays. But the materials in this car are amazing. I love the steering wheel. It's the perfect size. It fits perfectly in my hands. And my favorite part about this interior, call me crazy, the drive mode selector button right here. I love that you could have it in comfort mode. And if you want to put the car into Sport Plus, just flick it over like that. It adds so much character to this car, and it adds to the driving experience. Another thing that I absolutely love about this car is the fact that it has air suspension. Number one, comfort. This thing handles potholes pretty well. It could do a little bit better, honestly, after driving a lot of the other cars this car competes with. I think this car is tuned more towards the AMG and sporty side of things, where in reality, it could have a little bit more comfort. However, I do love the fact that you could raise and lower this thing on the fly. I've had quite a few situations, especially while towing, where the air suspension actually makes a huge difference. And the fact that you can make this car either really high or slam it to the ground for looks, I think is a huge bonus. But the one reason why you should always buy a Mercedes, that right there. I've actually toured the Mercedes factory before, and those are two doors put together. This is one of the best engineered cars as far as safety and quality. Forget about anything that you see plastic on the interior or any of those other stuff that a lot of people gripe about Mercedes for. This right here, that's why you buy Mercedes. Because if you get into an accident, you're probably going to survive. And that is the main reason why I bought this car. When I used to work for Mercedes, they brought us to the factory in Alabama. Yeah, it was in Alabama. And we sat in a classroom for 2 days straight, listening to people and their stories of how they survived car crashes, almost fatal car crashes in a Mercedes-Benz. And then we went through the factory. We followed a GLS from start to finish. And I watched all the crazy engineering that goes into just making these cars safe. I'm telling you, I value my life. And that's why I bought one of these cars. It is one of the safest vehicles you can buy. I don't care about performance. I don't care about comfort. Safety in my mind comes first. And this, that's why I bought a Mercedes. So after 2 years of owning the Mercedes GLE 53, these are some of the things I notice about the maintenance. While this car, for me at least, has been pretty reliable, it is in the shop pretty often for scheduled maintenance. Something that I think, if you're not following, you're either an idiot or you're not a car person. You need to follow the scheduled maintenance. This car goes into service pretty often, and when it does, it's not the cheapest to maintain. But if you're going to be paying 6 figures for a car, that's kind of the price.
Is it a real AMG?
You want the real answer? Let's go for a drive. All right, so is this car a real AMG? Well, when I flick into Sport Plus, the answer is yes. This car performs so much better than you think it would. Is it an M car? No. But you can toss this car into a corner at ridiculous speeds for something that weighs over 6,000 pounds. It is mind-blowing. The suspension, it's not the softest. I won't give them that point, but damn, for what this car is, it's got a really fast transmission. Downshifts aren't that crazy, but I mean, pops and bangs in the back. This car has personality, and that's part of why I love this car. But when you take the saddle right here, put it into comfort mode, it turns into a regular, comfortable, reliable, safe, cushy SUV. And that's the secret sauce to the AMG. It's dual personality. Comfort on one side, performance on the other, all with the flick of a switch when you want it. You haven't subscribed yet? Don't you like the video? Come on, hit that button. Anyways, my final thoughts on why I bought this car. It's the best of both worlds. Luxury meets performance. I would say the only downside to owning this car is it does depreciate pretty quick. But if you could get over that, I mean, listen, any new car depreciates. If you could get over that, the AMG GLE 53 is a hell of a car. You don't need the 63 unless you really need that horsepower. I've been very happy with the 53's power and a little bit of a tune as well if you want to add some more. But the 53 is a sweet spot between luxury and performance, and that is why I have owned this car for over 2 years now, and I plan on keeping this car until the next one comes out. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.